Is it safe or is it risky? That's going to be the question. Now for the trade, which I'm pretty sure everybody is. Everybody excited about it. Even when there was a little whispers about Saquon Barkley coming to the Texans, everybody was up on board with that. And you ended up with Mixon, which is not a bad choice. Not a bad choice at all. You can't get a name brand running back. Mixon is just a little below that. But he's serviceable. He can go out there and he can take care of business. Under the offensive line we have with C.J. Stroud. Now you're adding Stefon DIGGS. That's going to open up this offense to a whole new magnitude. Because this offense already was potent with what it had. It still operated with the injuries that they had last season. Tank Dell going out. Dalton Schultz in and out of the lineup. So yeah, this is huge. I think this is the biggest pickup or trade that the Texans have had in a while. And probably the best wide receiver that they've had since Andre Johnson. What is the downside to the pickup of Stefon Diggs? Now, we covered this as well with the Buffalo Bills. His attitude, him ranting, Josh Allen, they getting into it. Now, we know some things are going on in the organizations. He's disgruntled. He really don't want to be there no more. He's made posts about that. Now, will he do that with the Texans? I highly doubt it. There's always a question in the back of your mind, could it happen? Could they go 2 or 3 seasons without, let's say, winning the Super Bowl, getting deep into the playoffs? Will he get disgruntled? Will he start talking a little bit? I really don't see it. DeMeco Ryans has set a standard in Houston for this Texans team. Accountability is one of them. Going as a unit and fighting as a team to reach a common goal is another. Throwing your teammates under the bus, griping, complaining, that's not part of the culture DeMeco Ryans has set. So I don't see that happening. I don't see him blowing up on C.J. Stroud because he's not getting some balls thrown his way. Or they're not just winning games. I don't see that the first year for sure. Second year, I don't see it too much. I don't think that'll be a problem because Houston is on a rise. They're not on a decline. They're winning games. They're making the playoffs now, and they're expected to make the playoffs every year here on out until they reach their common goal of winning a Super Bowl. Now, let's just say they fall off the map for some reason. They have a bad season. They start losing games, not making the playoffs. Let's just say the worst I can see Stefon Diggs doing is maybe making remarks after the game when the microphones are in his face. He's pretty much an open player. He speaks his mind. He might say some things and give you some sound bites that may not sit well with the team if they're losing. He feel like he don't have his production up. I can see that. But far as the stuff on the field, griping with C.J. Stroud, arguing with the coach, throwing his helmet, I don't see that. Texans haven't built a culture for players to do that. They kind of stayed away from players like that over the years, even high talented players. They just don't want to touch it. So I don't think his resume is that questionable. I think his talent outweighs that. And when he comes to the Texans, I think he's just going to fit in. I think he's going to fit in with the culture. C.J. Stroud, right off the back, is a respectable guy. A guy that you can approach, talk to, explain anything, your concerns or what you have. That'll be open to Diggs. There's a certain approach C.J. Stroud comes with. And it don't have anything to do with what he was doing in Buffalo. The complaining or the tweets he's sending out, the blow-ups him and Josh Allen had, all that's in the past now. He's a Texan. They're not looking for that to rise up again. And the formula to all of that is just winning. Winning games. So when I heard of this trade, I was like, you got to be kidding me. The Texans are willing and dealing. You're able to get your hands on one of the best wide receivers in the game. Yes, he's 30 plus. You know, he's in his 30s now. Could have got him sooner, would have been great. But this guy, to me, he's still in his prime for his production on the field. High catch radius. His explosiveness. Sure-handed, outstanding route runner. And to add him to this offense with the other pieces you already have, this offense is spread out. Not only they can run the ball now, God blessing, Mixon still got some of his lust still left. No Diddy. This offense can be very potent. It was already good enough, even with the injuries, what they were able to do last season. Now get everybody back healthy, adding this guy to the fray. Marvelous things. Or like that commercial from Bruce Smith from back in the day. Bad things, man. Bad things.
Bad things, man. I mean, bad thing. You know what Bruce would do if he found me messing with this shoe, man. Bad things, man.
So I'm all with it. I'm all with this trade. I'm a Stefon Diggs fan. But I also called out his BS. Because disgruntled or not, you shouldn't show up your quarterback like that. If you're disgruntled and you want out of a franchise, there's certain ways to go about it. I don't know all the details inside of it, but he's out in a place that he didn't want to be at no more. We can go for that. Now he's a Houston Texan. It's going to be exciting to see next season, looking at this offense, when it's all put together. And then you have a defense to back them up. This put the Texans on the map contending every year for a Super Bowl. That's the exciting part about it. Competing every year for a Super Bowl. And I'm telling you about Stefon Diggs. He's a high competitor. He wants to win. He works at his craft. Hard-working wide receiver. Him and C.J. Stroud pairing up, it's going to be dangerous. It's going to be real dangerous. So I'm looking forward to it. So that's my situation on this trade. I'm all for it. I was excited when I heard about it, but there is a downside, safe or risky move. And I think the high is going to outweigh that low. That out low is just somebody being competitive, somebody that wants to win. Somebody who already thought he should have been in a Super Bowl, maybe had a ring by now on a team with Buffalo. Some things he was frustrated about, it was warranted. Frustrations with his quarterback, I could see that. Josh Allen was a renegade. He was a gunslinger. Sometimes he made risky throws. Sometimes he made off-target throws. Sometimes he probably went to another receiver when he should have went to Diggs when he was open or he had his man beat. In high-stakes games in the playoffs or even statement games in a regular season, you don't complete those games. A guy like this, get frustrated by it. And we already know wide receivers, top-tier receivers in this game, they somewhat prima donnas. They gonna whine, they gonna cry a little bit, they gonna complain. That's what wide receivers do. They want the ball. They feel like they open every play. And if they're not getting the ball and you're not winning the game, they seem to chirp a little bit. But he's coming to a good foundation now. And boy, I came a long way, a long way to say Houston has a great foundation. It almost feels weird coming out of my mouth saying Houston has a great foundation. But it took a long time. And it took a guy like DeMeco Ryans coming in, a former Texan, Houstonian, that we would damn sure claim, to change that around. He set the mark. And the way he is with the players, the way he addressed them, players coach mentality, no nonsense at the same time. May give you that Colgate smile, but he means business at the same time. As long as you're taking care of your business. And what he's built about a unit, being a team, approaching things together. Yeah, DIGGS will fall right into that.